Shut up and sit down.
Growing in the awareness of God. What is it? Why does it matter? And why should you care? Well, that's what we're going to dig into today. So stay tuned. We don't always acknowledge it, but God is always with us. He's with us at church, during praise and worship, during prayer. He's with us at the bar. He's with us at the golf course. And He's with us when we're at home on our computer, when we think we're by ourselves too. God doesn't want you to feel guilty or ashamed. He wants you to find comfort in the fact that He's with you all the time, whether you acknowledge Him or not. I know this is some heavy stuff to try to reconcile in your life. And I'm bringing this to you because I need to grow the awareness of God in my life as well. So what we're going to do now is dig into some different ways that we can build that awareness in our life. Day-to-day stuff that you probably don't even think about, but it really, really makes a difference in your walk with Christ. One of the first things we can do to grow our awareness in God each day in our life is to remember God's promises to us. I like to repeat them like the little prayers or affirmations. When the everyday things just start to bubble up inside of me, my circumstances start to build up that anxiety inside of me, stuff like God is with me, God is for me. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. When you repeat these little prayers and affirmations throughout your day, it reminds you that God's with you and it strengthens your daily and hourly walk with Jesus. The second thing we can do to grow our awareness of God in our life is to be conscious of the fact that our life isn't split up into two separate halves with God. We don't have our spiritual side where we go to church and we pray and we worship, and then on this half, everything else. It's all one thing, it's all one life, and it all belongs to God when you decide to walk in faith. When we compartmentalize our life into those two sections, we make it impossible ourselves. We're putting God inside of a box that happens on Sunday when the rest of our life is on the other side and on the outside of that box, and we make it impossible for Him to work in our lives. We've got to be conscious of this, and you've got to remember that God's not just there on the weekends. No successful relationship works when you only communicate on the weekends. Weekend visits are not fun when that's all you got. So every day in every part of your life, you've got to be conscious that God's a part of that. Whether it's working out, or whether it's hanging out with your family on the weekends, playing Frisbee, whether it's when you're at work dealing with a difficult situation, or when you're in traffic even, He's there and He's working. And I think when we fail to include God in all of our life and we try to compartmentalize our lives into these different sections, we forget that they're all God's sections. So I think that the second thing would be stop compartmentalizing God into sections of your life. And remember, your life is your life as a whole, not just on the weekends at church as your faith walk and then everything else over here on this side. It's all one thing and it's all God's. The next thing we can do to grow an awareness with God is living prayerfully. That means consciously asking God to help us in our day-to-day tasks with the stuff we do in our life. The more you walk through and ask God to bless and help you out in life, the more you're going to see progressive changes in your life. The gospel says that prayer moves God's hand. And the more you pray, the more God's going to act in your life. It's not going to be on your timeline, and it might not always feel like it's right and what you want. But God's going to help you out, and progressively you're going to see those changes in your life as you become more aware that He's right there beside you in everything you do. The last thing we're going to talk about is going to be remembering what God's done in your life. As sharp as we all are and as much as we love God, a lot of the time when we get bogged down in our circumstances and things aren't going our way, we tend to forget what God's already done in our life, and it makes us forget to be prayerful and conscious that He's with us. And one of the things about remembering what God does in your life is making a tangible remembrance of it. Now, whether or not that's writing down a journal entry or taking a picture or drawing a picture or even getting a tattoo, something I'd probably be down for, making a tangible remembrance of when God acts in your life is a big thing, because not only does it act as an encouragement for you, but it also gives you an opportunity to share a story with somebody else. And when we share stories about how God's acted and blessed us, that glorifies God, and that's our mission here on earth anyway. So remembering what He's done for us and making tangible remembrances of what He does for you. Whether, like I said, a one-line journal entry or a picture with your cell phone, it's really easy to do. And or maybe even a piece of jewelry. You know, something happened at a certain time, you buy a new watch. But things that'll remind you of what God's done for you. So when we do get bogged down, we don't lay down and dismiss what He's already done in our life for us. And that, just those little things can be hugely encouraging for you. So keep that in mind as well. Well, we've come to the end of another video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You can follow me on my social media. My Instagram is at JCA1176. My Twitter account is JasonAcock76. That's Jason, A-Y-C-O-C-K 76. I've got a Patreon page. It's under Jason Christian. That's my middle name. And if you want to donate, that'd be great. Hope you liked the video. If you want to see some more content like this, click below and subscribe to the channel. Thanks a lot, and God bless you.